Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm in the office, taking care of business, paying bills, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. Shop is a little bit slow. That's a good thing, though. I got lots of product out with my vendors. Handlebars are being sold at bike events, small and large, all through the event season. My vendors will end up back here in town for Biketoberfest in October. But they'll be selling. I'll probably have to restock them. That can be a little tricky because I have to figure out how to send 30, 40 sets of handlebars to some remote location somewhere. I've been doing a lot more coaching and mentoring. If you want to get on my schedule, just go to my website, skyazrael.com. I always put the link below. Let's talk about relationships and how do we love others. But in this, we got to talk about how do we love ourselves. It's a real simple recipe. If you can't love yourself, if you don't love yourself, you can't or won't be able to love others. It's not in you. You don't love other people if you don't love yourself. You think you do, but you don't. It's most likely just codependency. You're most likely just using others. Now you have to learn how to love yourself. You have to learn how to honor yourself, to respect yourself, to forgive yourself, to be patient and kind with yourself. That's really hard. Most people don't do any of those things with themselves. Most people are really hard on themselves. And sometimes you need to play drill instructor in order to motivate yourself, but our mistakes, we spend decades feeling guilty and shameful. Can you let it go? Could you forgive yourself for fucking up? For saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing? Maybe it was really bad. Maybe you really fucked up. Could you forgive that? No, it's unforgivable. God could forgive you. Others could forgive you. But you can't forgive yourself. That's a real problem. How would you treat your child? What if your child made a mistake? A bad one. They really fucked up. I don't know, think of a scenario. What if they really fucked up and it was actually like a pretty bad thing? You come home and you're like, oh God, I'll kill you. But you can't because it's your kid. Sure, you may punish them, you know, whatever. You gotta be responsible for your actions. Teach them a lesson. But eventually, and all parents know this, you get over it, you get through it, you get past it. You forgive them. A bad parent, a horrible parent would hold a grudge against their child. I mean, that's sinful. The horrible parent. No, you forgive them. You would do this with your friend. You say, it's all right, bro. I've known you forever. I know you're a good person. It's cool. No, we're good. But you don't do this with yourself. You gotta start paying more attention to the thoughts you think, the negativity that you dwell in, and snap yourself out of it. Bring yourself back to a place of love, to a place of positivity. If you find yourself being negative too often, you should be concerned and take action. What needs to be done? Do we need time off? Do we need more productivity? Do we need better nutrition? What do we need? Start running diagnostic checks all throughout your system. You would do this with someone else. What's wrong with you? What's going on with you these days? No, let's talk about it. Have these conversations with yourself. Really treat yourself like someone that you love and cherish. And as you do this, it's not narcissism. And I'm not talking about getting too weird, where you sit in the mirror, like brushing your hair for an hour and a half, being like, me, like some kind of psycho. These Instagram little mirror boys, taking hundreds of pictures of themselves in the mirror. I'm not talking about anything like that. Think of it more like monk mode, the Shaolin monks. I've been watching videos by this guy, Shi Heng Yi, I think that's his name. Young guy, lives in Germany, but he's Chinese or something. And he runs a Shaolin Temple Europe. And they're out of Germany. And the temple itself is pretty amazing. And he's pretty right on time with the mind, body, and soul Shaolin lifestyle that he promotes, and that's thousands of years old, and I've been studying that for many decades. And that type of introspective practice, because it's a practice, it's a disciplined practice, is meant to build us up strong so we can be there for others. How do you fix your short temper? Be more loving with yourself, and you'll find yourself more loving with others. How do you have more attention for your kids? Learn to focus on something that you're doing. Can you focus on anything? Try reading. It's a good practice in focus. There's all kinds of ways that this builds us up for relationships, in business, in love. It isn't business just about relationships. You think it's all about money. Business is about money. That's what they teach you in business school. What's the point of being in business? To make money. They teach you that. Business is relationships. I've been self-employed for 30 years. It's relationships. That's what business is. And relationships are about love. That's what is going on. I don't care if it's bro love or love with your woman or love with your child. All different kinds of love. And some people are really good at that because they're practicing self-love. You build up your well of love. You have to tap into it. It's like tapping into the flow of the universe, the energy in the universe, and you become a conduit for love, for positivity, and you overflow with it like a fountain. And the people around you in your immediate family, your kids, your daughter, your son, your wife, they get the first drink. And then it may bleed out to your neighbors, if you got cool neighbors. I got cool neighbors. I didn't always. I got cool neighbors now, which I'm happy of. Makes a big difference. And maybe that love spreads to your work or other places that you have community, your church or wherever. But when everybody's doing this, we have a whole society full of strong men who are working on themselves. Kind of like this Shi Heng Yi promotes, this Shaolin guy. They're really extreme. I'm not ready to go join no Shaolin temple. I don't know if I could hack it. Maybe for a week. But when everybody's engaged in this, we find ourselves in a happier, more positive, more uplifting kind of society. A society where you're more willing to help. When you have worked on yourself and you have loved yourself and you're not hungry. You need a certain amount of love to survive, and you may be hungry for love. You don't have to focus so much on your own needs. You can quickly turn to other people's needs. If you're desperate, lost in your own survival, and you're starving to death for love, starving to death in this world, you're not working on yourself, then when something happens, you can barely handle it. You may get overwhelmed quickly. If two things happen, well, forget about it. You're broken. Everything is fucked now. Your whole life is destroyed. You could, at the very least, stop being one of these aloof, distracted parents who doesn't have time to go play with their kid, go play pretend, go have a tea party with their kid. Because you'd be stronger. It's easier to handle a spill when your house is clean. You don't even notice if your house is trashed or dirty. You don't even care. You're like, it's all wrecked anyways. A lot of people are like that with their mind. You can start getting on top of things simply by engaging in this mind, body, and soul program. I promote it. That guy Shi Heng Yi promotes it. People have been promoting it for thousands of years. So just food for thought. Thanks for watching.